People got to see that.
Welcome to Egg Foo. What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of Egg Foo. What? Young Michael, how was your week? I don't care.
Okay.
I spent most of my night last night talking to the same Bank of America, who, if you remember me telling the story a couple of years ago, sent me a panicked text, frozen all your accounts, call us now. And it was a case of, we see 5 transactions at this giant in one day. And I'm like, well, I live next to a fucking giant. So this is what, but over the years, I appreciate them checking in every once in a while. They'll do the text. I don't know what bank they're like, hey, did you approve this? I'm like, yes. Yeah, great. Then last night, I don't know why I opened up my Bank of America app. I'm like, oh, let me check around. I don't know why. Like, I'm moving my monies around. Like, I have anything to banking. I'm like, just let me see how depressing my financial life is. And like, half of it, not half of it, but a big chunk of my money is gone.
Yeah. That's
not
good.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I knew you'd understand. I knew who to come to. So I'm like going through these, like, oh, what transactions are fraud? And I clicking through a bunch of them. Like, I don't think I booked these 12 tickets on Southwest, whatever. So of course, then I got a call. So I call So long story short, she's like, oh, we're opening an investigation, yada, yada, yada. And I'm trying to be positive and be like, okay, this will work out. Like, it's obvious these are fraudulent charges, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to be positive. Usually I assume anytime I try to step onto the grid of society, it's always going to bite me in the ass and I'm going to be screwed, but I'm trying to be positive. But yeah, I'm like, if I hadn't happened to look at it for some reasons unknown to me, how long would this have gone on?
Yeah.
As opposed to like when they, oh my God, he's gone to Giant 3 times in one day. So it's like, well, what's the alarm bells? You're sending in the National Guard if I go to the Giant hot bar a couple of times a day. But this happened. I just think, oh, okay, I guess he's just buying plane tickets everywhere or whatever. So that was my night.
Well, I told you the story about my California adventure where.
Don't try to one up me, Mike. Don't steal my thunder.
No, it's the same. It's the same exact thing where I did a bunch of charges out in California, which should have rang a few bells at my bank, right? I'm from New Jersey, but it didn't.
Proud of it.
Yes, I am. It didn't ring a bell until 24 hours later. So maybe this is the same lag, and it just you just happen to catch it before they did, which is unfortunate. I've had fraud on credit cards, and they caught it. I think one was from Washington State. Somebody was charging camping gear or something. I'm like, well, that isn't me.
That's an unambitious robber.
Yeah, it's weird, but hey, these people are hacking numbers left and right. But well,
and so then I'm like, well, are you going to investigate everything to find more stuff, or is this just the 12 things I clicked and that's it? And she tells me it's going to be a full investigation.
Wow,
it's a drag.
I mean, do you check your statement? I mean,
I don't check my statement. You crazy?
All right.
Of course not.
No,
I'll pop into my app every once in a while just to see. Okay.
I think we're all guilty of this. We've got these statements and everything's on our phone within our fingertips 24/7, but we're not monitoring it 24/7 and stuff happens.
So light a candle for me that I get my money back.
I hope you get your money back. How much are we talking here?
Well, I don't want to say.
Yeah,
for me, it's a lot.
That's a touchy subject. Over 1,000?
Yes.
Okay. But that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot to anybody.
Very, very much so, over 1,000.
That's a lot to anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did have a little outing over the weekend.
That's all I get?
Well, no.
No sympathy? That's
the wheels are turning. I'm
no thoughts and prayers?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do for you?
Can we get the Jersey Prayer Warriors going? The Mike Lisk Jersey Prayer Warriors? I mean, All I'm saying is, if Bank of America tries to sneak in their way as a sponsor to the show right now, I
They're
don't
out.
know.
Okay.
But anyway,
I went to see a tribute band. Have you ever seen a tribute band?
I saw a great tribute band. Well, I've seen a couple, but down in when I was in Oxford, not that Oxford. This was just a small club, and this Kiss cover band came. I think it was called
Really?
Strutter.
Really? Yeah. Okay. That
And
makes
even in
sense.
that small space, I got to be
Uh-huh.
honest, I don't need to see the real Kiss. They were fantastic.
Really? Okay.
They did all the stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how the place didn't catch fire. They did all the tricks,
Uh-huh.
all the stuff. They were fantastic.
Right.
I saw a U2 cover band in like 2000, and they did the whole like chronological thing, and they're changing their clothes, and
Oh, really?
here comes the wraparound
Okay.
shades.
All right.
I think that's all I've seen. The
Never saw
Kiss one,
Beatlemania? The
I
the
haven't seen
original
them.
tribute band.
I haven't seen the Beatles one. I do get upset when those pop up and the bass player isn't left-handed. I'm like, come on, you made sure all the other stuff was come on.
Uh-huh.
But that Kiss cover band, for someone who hates Kiss and hates their music, they were fantastic.
So
So
you had no idea it was going to be occurring that night, and you just stumbled into it.
no, I did. Is me and
Oh,
my buddy Ryan, we were like, it's funny. This
for
was
a
back in
laugh.
95 or something. Like, I will go have, and they were just great. They like put
Yeah.
on the full bizzo. I'd rather see that than like the real Kiss. Go through that nonsense.
Well,
Maybe that's a subject. Bands you'd rather just see the cover band for than the real thing. I'm writing that down.
okay. Well, I went to a theater. It's about 10 minutes away from where I live. It's very convenient. It's an old theater. It's the Strand Theater in Lakewood, New Jersey. I actually saw back in the 80s, I saw Tammy Wynette at this theater. That was the last time I went to this theater. The first time I went to this theater was the first movie I ever saw. I went with my family to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at this theater. So I have some history with this theater. And my friend wanted to see, but I went with him. I wanted to see it too. I've seen this band before, The
Mhm.
Machine.
Is this a tribute band for Rage Against the Machine?
That's
Like,
your best.
yeah.
Is that your final answer?
They're like, where who Rage bitches about, and like they sing songs like extolling the virtues of capitalism
Yeah.
and dictators.
No. I guess obviously your Pink Floyd knowledge is very slim. So it was a Pink Floyd tribute band, and this tribute band has been around a long time.
Why are they
I
called the
actually,
Machine? I don't know. Is that the name of a Pink Floyd song? Or
yeah, from the album "Wish You Were Here."
I don't care. All right.
But anyway, I saw them many years ago in their early stages. This tribute band is, they made a living doing this.
Sure.
Actually, the leader of the band passed away last year. So they're carrying on in his memory. His guitar was on the stage. They had a little moment, dedicated to him. But yeah, it's a thriving business. And I remember reading about, there was a big article in the Star Ledger about the Machine, and it was purely a business decision by a bunch of musicians. They looked around the landscape. They saw that Pink Floyd doesn't tour very often. So there's demand. People want to hear that music live.
Yeah.
And they do a great job. We were in the upper decks, but the sound was phenomenal. They even, I guess, maybe they pay to use some of the video from the actual Pink Floyd, because I recognize some of the stuff. I've seen Pink Floyd a few times, and they were using the real video. So yeah, they put on a show, much like your Kiss tribute band. I could have done without the woman behind me, who was not enthused without, she needed to hear Comfortably Numb. She needed to hear
You were here.
Wish You Were Here,
Money.
Money. And
breaking the wall.
until it got to those points, she was getting a little restless, and then finally they started playing the big numbers for her. And then we were like at a sporting event, and this woman's like a few years older than me. I mean, I was getting quite a bit of her biography just in overhearing her conversations.
Yikes.
I should have moved. I don't know why I hung in there, but she's getting up, let's go during certain songs. So yeah, I think that might be the downside to the tribute band thing. And here's the thing, it's, I'm in that demographic. It was mostly older folks. Pink Floyd is Roger Waters, 80 years old, I believe. So
dinosaurs.
so we're dinosaurs. So it's nice to go out to a local theater, see a tribute band, go take a stroll down memory lane with some of your favorite music. So it was a nice outing. I mean, they've got a bunch more coming. Led Zeppelin, Queen, of course, the Eagles.
There's a Kinks tribute band that Mick Avery plays in. I think it's the Cast Off Kinks. I don't know if he regularly plays with them, but I've seen shows where he's the drummer.
Oh, that would be pretty good.
Wow.
Aerosmith, there's one coming.
So they're all the original.
They're all out there, but I'm thinking, I didn't know there was a Kinks one. That's actually a good one. I'd like to see that. But what other bands would you like to see? It seems like they're all classic rock. Are there any? And there must be a Nirvana cover band, right? I mean, you can't see Nirvana anymore.
I'm sure there's Pearl Jam. I'm sure there's a Pearl Jam cover band.
Yeah.
There's at least a billion Springsteen ones.
Yeah, you're right. There's Backstreets. I've seen them.
Yeah. There was one other Kinks cover band, tribute band I stumbled into, and they were fantastic. And on a whim, this is during COVID. Now we're all just kind of sitting around thinking of ways to entertain ourselves. And I just asked him, I said, boy, how much would it cost to come play? Like, let's say I had a party or something.
Right.
And because I'd asked the same of Tommy Ramone like 100 years ago. And I remember being amazed for $500, Tommy Ramone would come to your house and like play a show.
Really?
And this was, he was like, oh, awesome. Where are you? $19,000. I was like, oh.
Wow. 19,000?
Yeah.
Where were you? Where did you see him?
Just online.
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 Okay.
Some show of theirs popped up, and they were fantastic.
But where are they playing though? Like big arenas? I mean, that's 19,000.
Well, I think part of it was like they were in Ohio. I think part of it was traveling, I guess. I was like, boop.
Okay.
I don't want to. I'm not shitting on him. The guy was super nice.
Yeah.
Sorry. And they were fantastic.
But where are they from originally? They're from Ohio?
I think so. I think Ohio. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's kind of the gist. If you could be in a tribute band, any tribute band, is that the right word? Tribute band or cover band?
Tribute.
Cover band means you do other band.
Yeah, you do all sorts of it. No, tributes is one.
You could do the dressed up.
Yeah, one band. Yeah.
If you could pick one band to be a cover band,
I'm glad you asked that question. Let me run this idea by you.
Tribute bands of other tribute bands?
No.
No.
Here, what do you think? What do you think of this idea? The name of the band is called The Bad Replacements. What do you think a band that is called The Bad Replacements would do?
You just show up drunk. You do all the drunken show.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Because not everybody
that also could have just been called The Replacements.
Well, no, I've actually seen The Replacements when they were very good. So I can vouch that there were two. It was a Jekyll and Hyde type band, but not everybody can claim that they've seen The Bad Replacements. And so all that would be required is to be drunk.
Yeah.
To learn maybe the first 10 seconds of some bad covers. Check. And stumble around maybe some witty barbs.
Check.
And then just keep that going. Yeah. What do you think?
Seems easy. You couldn't pick an easier setup.
they're not around anymore, right? They're officially busted up again. So, this new box set must be garnering some new fans. It got a 10 in Pitchfork.
Of course.
And yet you're still bitching about it online.
Excuse me?
Weren't you bitching about their cover? It was a cover.
Yeah, it was terrible. I've heard them do great versions of Barstool Breakout. This is terrible. I don't know why it's on there. Well, I guess it's part of the show. And you're like, oh, gee, you don't appreciate. I mean, yeah. First time I've ever heard the Replacements botch a cover. Yeah, I'm offended.
How did you like that disc in general? We didn't talk about it last week.
Whatever. I just kind of skipped around. My days of sitting around listening to recordings of live shows, I don't want to say they're gone, but like, it's not the same. I don't really care. You know what I mean?
Is it your attention span? I mean, can you listen to a full CD from beginning to end?
Of a live show?
Any CD, any CD.
Yeah, I can listen to. I listen to albums, but my days like listening to shows. It's kind of. Plus, it's like if I want to hear it, I'll just watch it on YouTube because then you can see it. All that shit is the videos everywhere now. So why would I sit there walking around with my CD Walkman?
There's like video of that show as well.
I don't know. There's videos of every show almost now. They're all,
No, you're right. There's a lot out there.
So if I'm that interested, I'll just watch it. I poked around it. Who cares? It's like, all right, it's a live show, so it's great. But that's a good pick for a tribute band, the Replacements.
What would you do? What did you have in mind?
Well, I had the great idea about a tribute band of other tribute bands. Like we're a tribute band for 1964, that Beatles cover band.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Oh, maybe if I was going to take it seriously, maybe be the Equals, because every song of the Equals, not Eagles, I've ever heard is awesome. They're fun to play, fun to listen to, and anything I can do to get the Equals out there, I would do. I think I would pick the Equals.
You're always promoting.
I think I would do the Equals, and then another great idea was a buddy of mine years ago came up. I think he came up with it. It was Springsteen tribute band, but only the stories. He does the iconic stories he used to tell.
Yeah.
You wouldn't bother playing the song; you just skip to the next story.
Well, yeah. I mean, he kind of, the Broadway show is pretty much that, right? I mean,
speaking of which, were you there? I noticed it popped up 20 years ago tonight. Were you at Shea Stadium?
I went to one Shea Stadium show.
It was the final night of the Rising. Were you with us?
Yeah, I believe I went to that show.
When Dylan came out.
Did I go the night before? Did he play a couple nights? No, I think I went to the previous night of the Springsteen show at Shea.
Penultimate.
October 3rd, 2003. I can't believe you can remember dates like that, but
it's the day. October 3rd is the day the shot heard around the world. Bobby Thompson, 1951.
That's true. It's also the day my brother died. So October 3rd, I remembered going to the show, and that was on my mind. It was like 15 years later. I forgot about the shot heard around the world, but yeah, October 3rd, and we just passed it. 35 years. It goes by in a flash. It's unbelievable.
Only gets faster.
Yeah, it's weird. When you go through something like that, it sort of warps time, and everything sort of becomes before and after. I had a strange incident a couple of weeks ago. I'm living in the house I grew up in. So there's lots of memories kicking around, and there's pictures and family pictures at the top of the stairs in my house. And there's this picture of my brother David, who died in '88, and it's a picture of him, Actually, I'll show it to you. I have it here.
Yeah.
Cute kid, right?
Handsome. Handsome suit. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the way they did it in the old days, right?
Right.
You put on a little suit,
Class.
and
This kid's not showing up at a Sears photo shoot in t-shirt and dungarees.
I didn't realize that. You see, there's like a little lock on this.
Is there money in there?
Well, yeah, I wish there was money in there. It was. It turns out that my mother had put some mementos in here. There's this little clip. It's got a bunch of things here. There's a sympathy card.
Mm-hmm.
That was from the. My brother was working at a liquor store at the time, and that's where he was going. He was going to work that day,
Mm-hmm.
and but what was also in here, and I don't remember seeing this before. I don't know if this is going to come across on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I see typing.
yeah, my mother had my mother and my sister had sort of joined a grief group,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if this was something that they suggested she do, but this whole thing is full of. Well, it's going to be hard to see,
Mm-hmm.
but my mother typed up all these memories.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. And some of them pretty detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Older than you was he?
he was actually a couple
Younger.
years. He was a couple years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah, he was 24 when he passed away. So there's all these memories in here, and I don't remember looking at this before.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through this. There's a thank you. My brother, my parents had donated his corneas. So they're after the accident, and so there's a thank you from the I guess the bank where the corneas were donated. So I went down this little memory lane, and I mean it was it really caught me off guard. I mean I was a mess. I was crying. It was just go to. I don't like I said I don't remember seeing this. She did this. I mean she I don't even remember her typing. We had typewriters in the house at different times, but she typed all these things up, and it's really, it was very touching reading these things. She did it like in 1990.
Wow.
So that was like two years after, and yeah, it was just like, oh, it just really.
That would be hard hitting.
Yeah, I don't know what made me just look at this picture and then be curious about what could be inside it. I thought it was originally just more pictures, and I immediately closed it. I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this. And but I wasn't ready for all the memories either. There's funny ones in there. She's remembered the good times as well as the bad, and so I feature in some of the memories. There was an incident where my older brother and I had bunk beds, and I guess my older brother was at my grandmother's, so my brother David came down and he wanted to sleep in the bunk bed, but he got up in the middle of the night and somehow he hit his head on the ladder, and he got a pretty severe gash. There was blood all over the place. I remember like sort of hearing some noise, waking up, seeing like the droplets on the floor, and thinking they were bingo chips. We
Makes
had
sense.
we had bingo chips.
What kind of bingo have you been playing? I know Jersey's tough, but come on now.
This was the old days when you actually used bingo chips when you played bingo. And then, but in the memory, of course, I guess I started screaming when I realized that it was blood, and then my father had to take my brother to the hospital. He got a couple stitches, but it's sort of a nice thing to have, both as a memory of my brother and also now of my mother. So it was kind of amazing. But
That's a nice surprise find, you know.
yeah, it's and particularly when it's around the anniversary. I don't know if I don't know if that something everybody does, where they're thinking about the anniversary of when somebody dies, or is that a morbid thing? Do some people just not even consider it?
You definitely notice it. Like, I'm always aware of certain dates.
I can't believe the way you can remember dates of concerts. That's amazing to me.
Well, they're two different things, but
no, of course, but you just have a memory for dates that I don't. It's like, I've been to a lot of concerts. I couldn't tell you the dates I went to them.
Well, it's like all my bullshit knowledge. I can't. It's not like I can pick and choose what I do remember. If there's an important date that can actually be useful, I probably won't be able to come up with it. But yeah, October 4th, 2003. I remember that.
Yeah. But and the weird thing is, I was reading. Well, I didn't get any reading done down out in California. I was reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And I recommend that book to anybody who's going through difficult times, because it kind of just does sort of give you the right perspective. And there was one little, I don't like reading so much on this podcast, but there was one little bit I thought was really interesting. People think when they're having a hard time, it is my bad luck that this has happened to me. And he says, no, you should rather say, it is my good luck that although this has happened to me, I can bear it without pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearful of the future, because such a thing could have happened to any man, but not every man could have borne it without pain. So why see more misfortune in the event than good fortune in your ability to bear it? Just a different way of looking at things when you go through hard times.
Yeah. He said without pain twice, though. That's interesting, because it's like, I understand you feel lucky, you have the fortitude to get through things.
Yeah.
But he said without pain twice, which is interesting. So even though through things doesn't mean it's not painful, but who am I? I'm not Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, he's
probably
not here.
Sold more books than me.
He's not here to debate the point. Maybe pain meant something different than it means today. Pain being something so debilitating that you can't continue to function.
Maybe he just meant surviving.
Yeah, surviving. Yeah, that's the way I took it. But
it's kind of like in did you ever read Down and Out in London and Paris?
No, I haven't read that, but this is you're the second person I've heard bring it up recently, so it's kind of interesting. I have the book.
Don't put me in second place, Mike. Don't you dare.
No, but it's weird when people mention the same book. You hear about it. I have the book.
One of his things was like, and I kind of felt like this sometimes at 100 Metro. Like it's almost comforting to know you can be a dog in a ditch and survive, and you're like, oh,
right,
and come out of it.
Yeah,
there's a comfort in knowing that if it all goes to shit, you can survive.
Right.
Which is the lesson when people do experience tragedy. Eventually, it's like, oh, well, I did survive, and
right.
So there's part of that too. But you should definitely read it. It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, no, I have it and been meaning.
He probably sold more of those than I did my books too. So thanks. Any other people outshining me you want to bring up? Dr. Seuss?
I don't know. But let's I guess we can continue.
Well, that's a great find. I know it was hard to probably run into, but that's a really great find for you. So.
Yeah, no, it's and I'm starting to sort of organize the house, and so there's going to be more of those, I believe, going forward.
Are you going to start by picking up your egg foo what hat and putting it on your head? I mean, we're all looking at it. I haven't heard a word you said for the last 20 minutes. I'm just staring at it. It looks good, bro.
Your hat looks great. For some, I just think some people are better with hats than I am.
I don't think I've ever looked good. Like,
no, you put that
I
hat
don't think
on
hats ever
and it
really
looks great.
suit me, but
Let me show
but
you
you
how.
said I got to wear it during the show, so
Let me show you how bad I look
it's
with
a
a
good
hat
looking
on.
hat. But some people. Looks good. Did I go too high when I said it looks good? Looks good.
Have to put the earphones back on.
Like Ope. Everybody Ope. He looks like he was born with a baseball cap on.
Some people can do the hat. I don't think I have the head for the hat. I don't know what it is.
I don't think I do usually. But
no, you look better than me. I'll give you that much.
Come on, Mike. Get out
yeah.
of here. What's that? I think mayonnaise. What'd you say?
Young Greg.
I think you're
young Gregory.
Setting me up.
But speaking of egg foo, what you had a little home demonstration.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Super duper friend of the show and father of super duper 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 friend of the show, Jackie Watts. Everybody, Watty. After years of hearing me yammer on about Egg Foo Young, he's a great cook. Like, he really loves cooking. He's really good at it, and he's always been like, man, I think I want to try Egg Foo Young, because it is it's doable. Like, I wouldn't say it's
like
easy.
An omelet. It's like an omelet.
Yeah, if you're a chef, if you like cooking. So yeah, we tried it out this weekend, and it wasn't perfect if you saw the pictures.
Yeah,
but it was good, and I think with the 3 or 4 tiny tweaks, because he's excited, he wants to try it again. A couple of tweaks, I think he can nail it by next time. If you look at the picture, it could have been. It needs to be fried a little more. Like, sometimes Egg Foo Young has those crispy, oily, greasy bits.
Right.
Needs some of that. Gravy needs a little work. It's a little goopy, but it's getting there. And he used ground beef for the pork. I mean, ground pork for the pork. That's just a rookie dummy mistake. I mean, that's just someone who doesn't understand Egg Foo Young. And one thing with the onions, and I bet you I wouldn't be shocked if next time he tries it, he pretty much nails it.
How about the gravy, though? I mean, you're very particular about the gravy.
The gravy is the toughest, and it might take a couple of tries, but it tasted good. Like I said, it was a little, like, if you look at the picture,
it wasn't puffy.
It was a little goopy looking.
I thought it was gelatinous looking.
A little gelatinous. Yes, thank you, Mike. A little gelatinous, gelatinous looking.
Like jelly.
Jelly. So yeah, I think with a couple of tweaks, it'll be right there, or else I'll tell him to go fuck himself. Well, I'll find someone else to cook it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like, I'd never had homemade Egg Foo Young at all before, so I felt pretty good about it. So maybe you could try it, and No,
I'd like to be
the trickiest part. The gravy's the trickiest part.
I'd like to be a better cook. I mean, I had to cook for my father a fair amount of time rather than, doing takeout every night. That gets sickening. I really can appreciate when people, become good cooks.
Yeah, I think if anybody else walked up and just ate it, they'd be perfectly happy with it. It still tasted good.
Yeah.
But when you're an Egg Foo Young connoisseur like myself, a couple of tweaks. That's all.
So it didn't go into the trash.
No.
Nothing was wasted. Everybody enjoyed it.
It was still tasty and tasted great.
Yeah.
Need some tweak. That's all.
I don't know if I brought this up. I write these notes for our shows, and I don't get to half of them. Did I talk about my? Did I talk about my quest for the best pizza? Wow, your notes are even crazier looking than mine. Mine are pretty crazy looking. You get this sort of thing, that effect.
Don't challenge me, Mike. Don't challenge me.
You seem to have like illustrations, and your doodles are more prominent.
Yeah,
but,
I don't have words.
I don't know if I talked about my quest for the best pizza in my surrounding area. Did I bring that up before?
I don't know. Who listens?
My cab driver to the airport, we talked about food the entire trip to Newark. And he started raving about this pizza place in Jackson. And he didn't give me like a specific address. So it was a little bit of a a hunt. I had a general idea where it was, and I think I found the place.
Mhm.
I went to this
The
place.
best pizza in your area? That's where you were
Yeah,
looking?
I mean, I've been loyal. There's a very good pizzeria right near me called Red Moon. I think I've discussed it in the past,
Mhm.
and it's very good. I mean, I've been going there since I was a kid. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
in how all that long. But this place is one town over in Jackson, New Jersey. So I went on a hunt. I went to this place the other day, and the pizza was in fact very good. I bought an entire pie. I think the key. Did you ever go to Suprema Pizza in New York, right in the Madison Square Garden area? It's when they
Mhm.
do these best pizza places in New York.
MSG, is that where the real pizza is?
Well, I just happened to have worked in that area. I had no idea this pizzeria was so renowned. I mean, I loved it. I used to go there quite frequently.
Mhm.
And this pizza I got the other day sort of reminded me of that pizza.
Mhm.
It was kind of greasy. The cheese was very salty. I think that may be the key. Some cheese isn't that
Mhm.
really that salty that you notice it.
Yeah.
But I think I like a salty cheese, and then
Yep.
the sauce was sweet. Salty cheese,
You
sweet
like it sweet.
sauce. Yeah, sweet sauce. And then the crust was even a little different. It was like a little spongy. I was like, oh, this is different.
What's the name of this place? I'm sorry.
This was Emilio's in
Okay.
Jackson, New Jersey. I've talked about Brooklyn Square Pizza. That sort of ended up in the top 10 Jersey pizzerias. I've gone there. They have the upside down Sicilian
Mhm.
pizza, which I don't get, with the
Mhm.
sauce on top, the cheese underneath. I mean,
Like
yeah,
it's like tomato pie. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah, the
The hell out of here.
tomato
Like,
pie. It's
come
like,
on.
yeah, I guess people want to get fancy with their pizzas. All
Mhm.
right, I tried it. It was okay. Um, I think it was a little overrated, but Emilio's, I think, is a real contender. It was really good.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to be going there a whole lot. It's a little, like I said, a little out of the way to go there, but
Do you agree it's the best?
I think it's pretty good. I understand why both my drivers, I think, were talking about this pizza place because I
Mhm.
brought it up with my second driver. And yeah, he mentioned it, and he sort of gave me the more specific direction. So I'm pretty sure this was the pizzeria that we're talking about.
Mhm.
It was good. I want to try a couple others. Somebody
Mhm.
else I spoke to mentioned a couple other pizzerias, so I'm going to give these other pizzerias a shot.
Wait a minute. Are we hearing an official announcement? Is Mike Lisk taking on Dave Portnoy and his pizza empire?
No,
You're going
no,
to start your own review system and take him down? Is that what I'm hearing?
no. Well, no, I didn't grab a slice and stand in front of the place and take a bite and insult the owner if they.
That's on you, dog.
But I am interested in pizza. A friend of the best show has a place a little further away, and he sent me some photos, and it looked fantastic. That's more of a trip for me, but I think I'd like to get there at some point.
Mhm.
So I'm open. Yeah, if people in the area want to hit me up, send me to some place to check out, we can broaden our horizon.
You know what
Um,
I've been thinking about, speaking of pizza, for 2 nights now? I live above a Wegmans, and their pizza is pretty good. Like, for like run in and get a slice of pepperoni, whatever. It's not like incredible, but
mhm,
it's a little too much crust. But it's surprisingly like, you'll be fine. You're happy.
yeah,
And I got one the other night that sometimes when pizza's at that perfect room temperature, it's not cold, but it's not hot, it's not melting anymore or whatever. When you bite into that cheese and there's almost like a snap,
yeah.
or
That's yeah. I know what you're
crunch is
talking about.
too far,
Yeah, yeah.
but almost like a snap.
Hmm.
I had that the other night. That's all I've thought about. It was oh, so good. I like a nice snap sometimes in my room
Uh-huh.
temperature cheese.
But the problem with me getting a pizza by myself, I've got pizza for 3 days straight, which is like
That's a problem.
it's a it's a
Is
it's
this
a
your
little
Vietnam?
it's a little bit of a problem. I mean,
Here comes that folk song about
you
Mike
know,
Liss having to eat an entire pizza over a week.
I was thinking, this week I kind of cheated again with our selection. We're reviewing steamed chicken dumplings. Now we've done steamed dumplings before, but that Szechuan beef from a couple weeks ago.
Still messing you up, huh?
It messed me up. I didn't want this show to be a suicide mission. I did not want to kill my friend.
Hey, can I blow your mind?
Yeah.
You know what's a suicide mission?
What?
Life.
Life. Okay. Yeah. Life is gonna.
Let me ingest that. That's why. Oh, that's wafting. Oh,
Well, that's very Marcus Aurelius of you to say. Marcus Aurelius.
Mr. Big Bookseller.
That's what he's always sort of reminding you that we're all going to be gone in a little bit. So keep that ever present in your mind as you go through life.
Isn't that a gift you wish you had? Like, youth is wasted in the young is great because it is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't people tell you these things? I guess they do.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry I cut you off with my.
But yeah. So what happened is so last week I doubled up. We did the chicken noodle soup, and I got chicken steamed dumplings last week, and I'm like, I wanted this week off. Although, I've been eating.
Oh, I didn't know all this. I thought you meant you cheated by having a simple dish that wasn't going to be too greasy or. Oh,
I doubled up.
Mike, I'm not saying I feel betrayed, but I feel like you went behind my back and.
I'm thinking ahead.
All right.
And I'm thinking of you, Greg. When I started this show, I did not want to be part of your demise by making you eat these gloopy dishes week after week.
A nation thanks you.
So anyway, so we may be hanging out in the appetizers and soups for the next couple of weeks.
That's fine because I have an announcement.
Oh, okay.
Not really an announcement, but I do. Again, of course, I got the chicken nuggets because these are, and I've gotten them before, so I am going to check and see the name of this place, see which one it is around here. These chicken nuggets, I'm not even going to insult them by saying McNuggets. These are off the charts good.
Really?
Knock it off. The steamed chicken dumplings were like whatever. Like they tasted like water. They're fine. I want to tell this place, forget about this nonsense. Focus on the chicken nuggets. And I'm gonna post the name of this place to give it a little shot in business.
Okay.
Not that anybody's gonna. Just today, God Work asked me. He's like, "Hey, do you have a?" Because he knows about the podcast and he loves Chinese food. And he's like, "Hey, do you have a place around here you recommend?" And I'm like, I usually just kind of blindly grab whatever on Uber Eats, but I am going to make a note of this place. Now, as I'm talking out loud, I realize I'm going to point this out for Chinese food evangelists solely because of their chicken nuggets. But as you know, one of our great discoveries of this whole project has been the fact that Chinese people know how to make a McNugget. Sorry, it's true.
Well, I won't even. This is your claim to fame. It's like, I've gotten chicken McNuggets.
Can't back me up on this, Mike.
I've gotten chicken nuggets at Chinese takeout places, and it's kind of a nice little break if you want to just have something greasy. But
these were like I wouldn't even. Yeah, these
I'm not quite the connoisseur that you are.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say, Mike. That's going to my Tinder profile.
I'm glad you found a place and you're going to stick with it, at least for your backup.
At least I'm gonna keep going with this place until they piss me off. But the nuggets are just off the charts.
Yeah, the steamed chicken dumplings. There's not much to say. It's a nice break if you don't if you're tired of the regular steamed dumplings, you want a little change. There are other varieties. You could get there's steamed vegetable dumplings, which maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Yikes. Mike is running away from the show. And actually, speaking of this, I had an idea. I'll run it by you. What if maybe we do some mystery weeks?
Well, we letting everybody see behind the curtain?
This is behind the curtain
Oh
stuff.
boy.
Yeah.
I'm usually not invited to these.
Behind the curtain is the idea of trying something different. Greg tries something, I try something, and it's a mystery dish. What do you think?
Oh.
We just come in with something different. We wanted a break from the usual. And I have a couple places in mind as we speak.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying next week we each pick our own dish, surprise each other.
Yeah. Let's do it next week.
What are the odds of me just happening to pick egg foo young?
Well, you know, if you want to do that, if you want to find a place, actually, when I went to this pizza place, I discovered a new Chinese place. And guess what? I could do an episode, another egg foo young episode from a new place.
Wait a minute.
This will be.
Wait a minute.
This will be my 5th egg foo young sampling.
I think I'm about to write the first line of my obituary. What if we egg foo young, but it's the chicken nuggets from like this place for me, like chicken nugget egg foo young? Why not? For those not on video, my eyes.
Oh, so we only buy those
my
two.
eyes at Mike to get him to agree with me.
We only buy those 2 items at different places.
No, I'm saying, what if like you made egg foo young, but your protein?
Oh, I see.
Is chicken nuggets. Hold on, let me make a note. I'm going to tell Waddy. Chicken nuggets.
Oh, that's for making. Yeah, okay. I don't think you're.
Why not just make chicken nuggets the protein?
I don't think they could pull that off at your local takeout.
I think about
smooth talk them.
Yeah,
you can smooth talk them into. Might be a little lumpier.
I'm a sweetheart with other people.
It might be a little lumpier than your typical egg foo young.
Something to think about. But if we do this thing where we switch it up, you can tell me now. I'm going to give you permission to say that I absolutely cannot do egg foo young next week.
You can do it. No, you can do it.
Okay, you heard it. You heard it. I was giving you the chance to say no, it's not, but I'm doing egg foo young.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If you're doing egg foo young, I'll try the egg foo young at my 5th place.
Look at that.
This will be my 5th sampling.
That's how we do a reset.
Well,
you're not feeling good. Reset with the egg foo young.
I know. I got a little bad vibes from this place, to tell you the truth. I mean, this pizza place I went to, it's in a sort of dumpy little strip mall. I mean, it's it's sort of off the beaten track, and you wouldn't even really think of going there. It's one of those type of strip malls. But it was only because somebody recommended the pizza that I went there. I think I would have continued driving otherwise. But there was
Emilio's an older place, or is it new, or has it been around?
The weird thing about Emilio's is I think they've been there a while. They have a dining area, which is sort of a glorified hallway. It's not very wide.
Glorified hallway. I can't wait to say that to somebody next fight I'm in.
I mean, it's just
Doris, you glorified hallway.
It's just this narrow space, and there's lots of reviews from people, positive reviews, that people like getting different things, and they're talking about, they have nice waitresses there, and and I'm like, so I was expecting a pretty nice dining area, and it was just like, about 3 or 4 tables in this hallway. I'm like, really? Maybe they should be in a better, better location.
Is Emilio's always on the list, like best pizzas around? Or?
Well, no, I've never seen that. This was I was strictly going by these cab drivers I had who recommended it, because we got into pizza talk.
All right, sorry, back to egg foo young.
But I will try the egg foo young from this place. I can't remember. I think it was. Now I'll mangle the name, but it was a different type of name. It wasn't your typical China Moon or
is it Subway,
Golden Dragon, or
Golden Dragon.
How many Golden Dragons are there?
Golden China. There's Golden Chinas everywhere.
Yeah.
And they all have great chicken McNuggets.
And I mean, that was the
Black.
one I went to in Bayonne. Was a golden something, Golden Palace or something.
My
Anyway.
spot when I moved to Williamsburg was Golden. My first love was Golden. I'm sorry, China Taste.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a Golden something before I found my home at Cam Sing
Yeah.
on Grand and Berry
Uh-huh.
Metropolitan. So I think when I started saying that, I had in my head that the name of the first place had a Golden in it, but it was China Taste. So I kind of just wasted everybody's 90 seconds here, and I don't seem able to stop. So
I'll try and stop you. I received a very nice gift from a friend of the show. He didn't have your address,
your
right?
father?
But this is a listener in Switzerland.
That same guy.
Yeah, the same guy, Tim.
You can't have two listeners in Switzerland.
No, well,
all right, now this guy's really trying to.
Hey, don't undersell us. Don't undersell us. Maybe
now this
have.
guy's really trying to stick it to me, sending two gifts.
Yeah, he really outdid himself this time. His name is Tim from Switzerland, and he sent this package. Let me show you what it is.
Where's my packages?
Look at this thing.
Toblerone. All right, I like Toblerone.
Look at the size of this thing.
Yeah.
He sent me.
Let the people know each Toblerone is the size of Mike's head.
It's bigger than my head. What are you talking about?
I do love a Toblerone.
They're not all this size. There's a couple this size, which is huge, which is, after what I was just talking about, I'm not trying to kill myself, believe it or not. This show wasn't a suicide mission, but he
already
sent
did
me
my joke about life and suicide, so we'll skip ahead.
He sent me every flavor of Toblerone.
Where's mine?
Well, I can send you some.
First of all, how does this guy have your address? Second of all, is he outside your window right now, behind you?
He's in Switzerland. He's probably skiing right now.
That's what they all want you to know. Oh yeah, Switzerland. And then
So this is the milk chocolate.
That's stabbing noises.
Milk chocolate with honey almonds, which should be pretty good.
How many flavors are there?
Well, we will see. This is going to be This is a whole segment, Greg.
Wow. Yeah. Let me show all these shit people give me. Here's some guy sent me this. Some girl from Europe sent me this. Here's from Tony in Australia.
Here's the next one. This one
Golden caramel,
also larger than my head.
Do you say caramel or caramel?
Oh, you could read that? Okay, yeah. This is the golden.
I can read, Mike.
Well, I thought it's backwards on camera. Golden caramel, yeah.
Thought it was backwards on camera. That's if we ever put together an album, that's the title. What is that? I can't see that.
This is the next one. This is fruit and nut. Fruit and nut, yeah.
Boy,
fruit and chocolate.
Mike is still going through his box of gifts. Almonds?
Crunchy almond. Crunchy. That's important.
Jeez, must be nice. You want to take a break? Are you getting tired of bending over, picking up free stuff out of a box? You need a break? Jesus.
This is what is this? Dark chocolate with honey and almond. Nougat.
Sounds like the same thing as before. Just
yeah, and there's variations, right?
I don't know.
This is the penultimate one.
A lot of penultimate today.
It's the word of the episode.
Who do you think was at the Ed Sullivan Show the week before the Beatles? Like, that's the penultimate. Ultimate.
And you don't know this? I figured this would be something within your realm of knowledge.
Well, you don't have to humiliate me, Mike.
I'm humiliating you. It's your. I'm saying it's your area of expertise.
I know, like Georgia Brown and Davy Jones. Davy Jones is on the same episode, but like, who was before? Like, so
I think
sorry,
this is.
I'm distracting from your many guests.
I think this is the standard, right? The yellow one. Milk chocolate with
Yeah.
honey and almond nougat.
Sounds right.
And now for the last, but not least,
The ultimate.
we got to
Yeah.
get Jerry on these. See if he can do some series of
What flavor is that?
Toblerone. I think he has covered some Toblerone in the past.
Yeah.
White chocolate with honey and almond nougat. That's a regular combination, the honey and almond nougat. But
Yeah.
I want to thank Tim for that. And here is a very nice touch. He sent me a nice letter, but he also sent me from his daughter a little artwork. Isn't that
Oh, that's
nice?
nice. Oh, all right.
Isn't that sweet? From Leah.
Nice.
Leah and his son Lucas also signed the letter.
Very nice.
I don't know if they listen to this show. This may not be the best show for them to
I hope
listen
not.
to. I hope they're not listening to this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too harsh for them
Right.
at their young age. But I want to thank them. I mean, it's very touching. I'll put that. That'll go right on my refrigerator door.
Nice.
You know.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll draw my own stuff to put on my refrigerator.
You can do that. That would be interesting.
Very nice. Very nice, Tim from Switzerland.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy? They're calling him the king of testicles.
No. My reign is over.
This is a food in the news item.
Testicles, food in the news. Got it.
Some guy got attention. Everybody wants attention, right? We all know this, and people
Mike,
are
we're
just
on TV right now.
stooping to new levels to get attention. This guy is using his kid as a guinea pig, you know, and I guess people are doing it these days. He looks like a you know, that weirdo. What the hell's his name? Andrew Tate, is that his name? That weird hyper masculine guy in Europe. some weird,
constantly running away from, I don't know, rape allegation. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But he's like great at chess.
But apparently, like, young guys are enamored of this guy.
Yeah,
they
like
think
the alpha male. Or
yeah,
something.
he thinks he's some sort of role model for guys now. And I'm like, this is the best you could do. Generation Z or millennials, or I don't know what generation he appeals to. He doesn't appeal to me. He seems like an idiot. But
you're the greatest generation, Mike. You did your job.
the king of testicles looks a little like that. He's got the same vibe, and what he's doing is he's feeding his young child. Kid looks like he's 2.
Oh, wait, is this the guy that's trying to live forever?
He's eating raw meat. He's eating raw meat. Now that's another guy.
Okay.
That's some rich guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who's he's trying to live forever. Now this guy's different. This is the self named king of testicles. So he's feeding his kid bull testicles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he went viral. He ate raw meat for 100 days straight. You know, which, you know, they don't recommend people eat raw meat. I mean, you know, you can get E. coli, different things.
Trichinosis.
But there is, I had it once in my life, steak tartare. Have you ever had that? Yeah.
No, not my thing, dog.
No, it wasn't my thing either, but I tried it, right? You know, you only live once. It didn't kill me. But it didn't kill me. But
did it make you stronger?
I don't think it made me stronger either.
Good. So what happened after this guy ate meat all month or whatever? Did he?
Yeah, no, he's still going. You know,
did he say he feels better,
and now he's getting his kid into the act, which is unfortunate. You know, the guy's wife tried to keep the kid out for a while, but now there are these videos where the kid can't get enough of these bull testicles. He apparently loves it.
How old's the kid?
The kid looks like he's about 2. He's like wearing a diaper in
shit bull testicles.
The videos.
Filling up his Pampers with bullshit.
And he's just gnawing on a testicle in one of the videos.
Yeah. Gee, I really hope those kids aren't listening now.
No, but
Talk about bullshit.
yeah, bullshit is right.
I don't
And,
know. Does he seem happy? Like maybe eating raw meat is the key to. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, he's a young guy, and he's fit, I guess. I don't know his whole history. Maybe he wasn't fit, and then he started doing this to lose weight. People do these extreme things, these extreme diets to garner attention.
So in the last couple of minutes, we've talked about Andrew Tate, famous probably rapist, and bull testicles.
Yeah. No,
Would you eat a bull testicle if it was in front of you and somebody dared you?
No, it didn't look appetizing. I mean, you can see it in these videos. It just doesn't look good.
Rocky Mountain oyster, they call them, right?
Well, yeah, I guess people can say that about different foods. I mean, I do like oysters, clams. I know these are probably the most repellent things of
But that's what they call them, right? Rocky Mountain oysters, bull testicles.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Excuse me. What?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that expression. No one in my circles. I've never heard anybody talk about Rocky Mountain. What is it, Rocky Mountain?
Well, in the episode of The Office when Michael's moving to Denver, I think Dwight feeds him. He doesn't know they're bull testicles, and I think Dwight's feeding them to him. Michael Scott's eating them, and he's like, those are bull testicles.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Great story, I know. I didn't write for the show, Mike. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll cut that out later.
Yeah. Maybe I'll write for the reboot.
I did see more food in the news. I don't know if you saw I guess it was some sort of huge scandal, but I guess people have known this for a long time. I don't go to Costco because
too good for Costco.
I'm not buying
Majesty.
I'm not buying food for the next month for myself,
That's true.
But apparently,
can I tell you a secret from Costco?
Yeah.
Great iron-free shirts.
Okay.
The Kirkland brand of like white button. You just want a regular classic, affordable button down. You never have to worry about ironing it. Costco.
Okay.
Laugh now. Enjoy later.
Have you ever been in the fitting room of a Costco?
No, they don't fitting room. Grab them by the pile. But
they're just in a pile. They're thrown on a pile just to show that they don't wrinkle.
Let me tell you something. Laugh all you want.
I didn't even know that.
Laugh all you want.
I didn't even know they had clothes at Costco.
You'll spend the next 10 years.
You're never going to live this one down.
I'm telling you.
The Costco shirts. But here's the thing. Maybe those shirts, because the big scandal was that Costco buys brand name stuff, and they just put the Kirkland brand name on it. So apparently Hellman's mayo. They just slapped they've got Hellman's mayo and they call it Kirkland.
I love Kirkland mayo.
They've got Bumblebee tuna.
I love Kirkland Bumblebee tuna.
They call it Kirkland tuna. So Planters peanuts, they call them Planters.
I'm sorry, I've never been let down by anything I've ever bought at Costco.
Really? Okay.
Or any Kirkland thing, food,
iron-free
shirts.
So I went through. It was one of these articles where they just make you scroll forever, and I'm scrolling forever. I think they had about 150 items on this thing. I wanted to see the beer because I have had that Kirkland. I mean, it looks just the packaging looks like Coors Light, so it doesn't taste like Coors Light to me. I thought it tasted I thought it tasted horrible, but I was curious, like, what brand is that, But this article didn't get to the beer. It was all, nuts and mayo.
Nothing about the shirts.
Nothing about their clothing. Yeah, you're out there on your own. So maybe those shirts are from the Gap.
Enjoy that purified air with your nose in the air. She's too good for Costco. One day you'll be like, God damn it, I should have listened to Greg.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's food in the news.
I don't know if that's food in the news. I think you tried some Costco beer and you were disappointed.
Oh, no.
Now your elitism is roaring to the forefront when I brought up buying a shirt there. I think
it ties into the article. But actually, when the Best Show studio was in Jersey City, Tom used to take some trips to Costco and come in with these different snacks, and
For
all
sure.
of the snacks were fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's the
I've never bought
snacks,
anything in Costco without being happy.
and the snacks though are, they have different brand names. You can get them, Planners, and I think the cashews are Planners.
Mhm.
The peanut butter and the pretzel. You ever have those?
Yummo.
Those were pretty good. There's some other brand I wasn't familiar with, but I guess they have that corner of the market for those pretzel snacks. But
I wish I lived next to a Costco.
yeah, you just be going over there.
I'd be set for shirts for a while, I'll
And
tell you that. The money you save on ironing, work on that Costco sponsorship.
Yeah. Did you get a fortune cookie?
Hello?
Yeah. Fortune cookie?
I think you're going to ask if I got a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
The answer is, as always,
Try it again.
try it again.
Did you get a fortune cookie?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I thought about I do have two on at my desk from like I don't know when, and I thought about bringing one of those, but then I'm like, is that cheating if it's not the fortune from that meal?
No. I've amassed so many fortune cookies that I've just got a bag of them here.
Oh. You got chicken from 2 weeks ago. You got old fortune cookies. All right.
Maybe I'll send you a bunch at Christmas time.
Oh, that'd be nice. Since
So
Switzerland isn't sending me anything,
you'll be prepared.
maybe I
Anyway,
can run off from that. Yeah.
we're having technical difficulties again. Progress always involves risk. All right. Well, okay.
Again,
Yeah.
that's not fortune.
Yeah, it's not a fortune.
Just something people might say.
Just a cliche. We've heard 1,000 times.
I want to see a fortune come out about Taylor Swift. Something like Taylor Swift will write a breakup song about what's his face by February.
Travis Kelce. Yes.
Travis Kelce. There will be. I'm going to make this fortune. Taylor Swift will have a hit single about Taylor Kelce by Super Bowl. And let's be honest, if it's not sitting atop #1, whatever that means these days, during the Super Bowl, are you going to be surprised?
She is a genius of marketing. I mean,
she's a force.
She needed a whole new audience, and now she's tapped into the NFL audience, which may not be her biggest market, but she's bringing people to the NFL. So the NFL is always looking for a buck.
The NFL loves. Have you seen? I mean,
yeah, no, they were promoting the hell out of it.
Jesus.
We were trying to get an over and under bet how many times they're going to cut to her during that game.
There's no over. No over.
I mean, I lost count at about 5, but apparently it was 17 times. 17 times I think was the final tally.
There's no number that you could have said that I wouldn't have believed.
So
and I think she's sincere. I don't think it's a but it's like we know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
This year's Grammy, Taylor Swift for her song "Doesn't Taylor Kelce Suck" or something. We know how this is going to end. I don't know why.
I know where it's going. Yeah.
You're one of the greatest tight ends of history. Yeah, me. If Taylor Swift winks at me, I'll fall for it. He doesn't have to. He can have his, pick a little. I don't know. Hey, maybe they're in love. I don't know.
I think her movie opens tomorrow.
Is that right?
We'll be hearing about that all weekend.
Should go.
You should go. You want to go?
I sat through that documentary of hers for some reason a couple of years. I don't know why. That tells you. I was like, halfway in, I'm like, what am I watching? What happened? Maybe that's why the only videos and stuff I get online is Taylor Swift video over and over and over and over and over.
You're not around any Taylor Swift fans? I know you're around some young people. Are they into Taylor Swift?
Oh, really?
No.
I don't think so. I
I'm
mean,
thinking.
look, I can assume that at any given point of the day, I'm about 6 feet from a Taylor Swift fan. Let's be honest. She is as big as you can possibly get,
No,
right?
yeah, no. And I've tried to give her a listen. I mean, I've tried to be open-minded. One of her albums made the best 500 country albums or something. Well, I guess during her country phase, people have forgotten the country phase already, I guess. But I listened to it. It was just sort of bland and pleasant, I guess. No harsh sounds.
It very much seems like just as many words as possible stuffed into.
Yeah, they're very wordy.
Very wordy.
And
then again, like, I don't want to shit on her, but like, she's always trying to tell
as you shit on her.
No.
You preface it. I don't
she's like,
want to shit on her.
Serious as a musician, but every time I see these 9,000 clips, now granted these are clips that go out, she's always dancing with glitter and unicorns are jumping over. She's doing all the dances and choreographed light shows, and I'm like, well, all right, like, but
well, that's what you got to do.
Plus, I'm 1,000 years old. So
you got to dance now. Also, the era of guys standing at the microphone wearing flannel shirts is over. Those days are gone.
Plus, it's like another way you're old is like, I still think of her as like new ish.
Yeah,
she's been around. She's been recording this pop. I noticed 16 years now.
Yeah, she's very young. Yeah, she started very young.
She's not like a young.
I think she was in high school, right? I think she was in high school. She was
born in '89. We know this
because
her album.
All right.
So she's 34. She's no. I keep thinking of her as like, oh, the new up.
Well.
But hey, I can shit on her. I can shit on her all I want. We know who rules the world, and it is Taylor Swift. So.
I mean, somebody played like a 10-minute song of hers at the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it. And it's straight up rip off of With or Without You, U2, and it was quite obvious too. I mean, I checked online and other people have noted it, so I wasn't the only one who heard a connection there.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the song. I like Into the Woods. That's a good song.
I couldn't. I can't name one song.
I'm singing, Mike. Please.
Yeah.
All we out of the woods yet? All we out of the woods? All we in the clear yet? All we? See, I just sang that for 3 seconds. I'm out of breath. Taylor Swift for 3 hours a night is sprinting around stadiums singing 100 songs. So, I mean, hey, I'll say it. She wins.
Yeah, she did. She won. Still winning.
Taylor, if you're listening, we would love to have you on the show.
Just sending it out there to the ether. Yeah.
Either her or Costco. Either one.
Any fans out there who have a connect, please let us know. We'll try and get in touch with her.
She doesn't have to eat the egg foo young if she doesn't want to. Would love to have her do it. If not,
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening, supporting the show. The numbers are up. Numbers are still going up. Yeah. The numbers are good. The analytics.
How the Jersey boys doing?
The Jersey boys.
My brethren in Jersey.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that may be something in the future. It seems to be people are happy with that segment from the 24-hour best show.
Has it posted yet?
Not yet on YouTube. It eventually will be on YouTube. We'll get the word out. But it's for the Patreon supporters right now are checking it out.
All right.
But
very excited about the Jersey crew.
So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
That's me doing the like button.
And we'll keep doing this.
Mike, it looks like he froze, so I'll end this. Thanks again, everyone, for listening. Do the like, subscribes, everything Mike says. We'll see you next week for some Egg Foo Young.